Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents.
With Mitty and Raider B. Here we go.
Live.
Good morning. Afternoon?
Good morning.
It's afternoon.
Yes, it is afternoon. It is 100% afternoon. And we are not leading up to Hueco Mundo now. Fun fact, this is a recent update. I think she's like halfway through Hueco
I am.
Mundo.
You're gonna get the shit beat out of you and just barely survive beating this one, and now you're gonna have to fight this one.
So. Oh my goodness.
You need to wake up, Mitty. I should not be the one that's awake.
I'm here. Welcome in.
For those that are new here, I'm Raider B. This is Mitty. We both were about to say the same thing at the same time.
Yes, we were. We fucking were. You took it from me.
Sorry.
You took it from me. No, go ahead, take it away. This is all you now. This is apparently your show. Go for it. Nope. I'm not doing that. I'll sit here. We'll both sit here in silence. This is what the live will hear is nothing.
Oh my goodness. My bad. There was just a slight pause. I was like, oh, allow me to just go ahead and...
Yeah, go for it. No, why are you still talking like this? Do the plug.
Now showing the B show. No. Go ahead.
Ah, damn it. I gotta redo the fucking opening then.
All right. We are Why Superman Sucks. Welcome in. For those that are new, I am Mitty Mid, as stated before, and that is Raider B, who, as we've learned today, has some serious control issues that she should probably go talk to a therapist about.
Wow.
And stepping back.
we do verses, haven't done them in a little bit. We will be getting back to them. Have some things in the works on that. But lately we've been doing a lot of breakdowns, a lot of just random nerd talk across the board, covering a lot of Marvel stuff, covering a lot of DC stuff, covering some soon to be some Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings stuff. So keep an eye out for that.
Star Wars as well.
Yep.
We've got some upcoming Star Wars stuff.
We do. The Mall series has been pretty good. What else do we do? Oh, a lot of anime stuff. Anime is kind of that's my little world here, and Raider is just getting into anime. We got her on Bleach right now. She's in the Hueco Mundo arcs, where all the fun stuff really starts happening, where all the secrets that you sit there the whole first half of this fucking series and go, what the fuck is the point of any of this? And everything starts getting revealed now. We will be touching on Daredevil Born Again. Not very much, because I want to wait till more of you have finished the season to break it all down. Let's just say I was surprised in a good way on this season. And that's where we'll leave it at that. If any of you guys have opinions, I don't even think you've watched it, Raider.
I have not.
I have the only opinion without giving any kind of spoilers away is I will say fucking love Vincent D'Onofrio. Like his portrayal is just mm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
There are aspects where I saw overacting, you know, but
Oh,
I feel
it's
like he's
way
got
more
the
petty for me.
mentality.
It's way more
Oh,
petty. It's way. You're no. You thought I was coming at this from logic? He's not big enough.
oh my God. He okay, so he lost weight in real life, and they padded him up to try to make him look bigger.
He's not big enough. What's his name? The black guy from
Oh,
the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie? Him. Big enough. Him. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
big enough.
Oh, God, he was fucking huge.
Like,
Yeah.
you gotta understand, Kingpin in the comics, I believe, weighs close to a ton.
Oh,
He's a big boy. I
let's see.
don't quote me on that. That's just what I
He
remember
is
off the top of my head.
6 foot. Okay, so physical stats according to the Marvel Wiki is 6'7" and 450 pounds.
Okay, so not close to a ton, but he was a big boy.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was. That's the thing. He was. I don't remember anybody he didn't look down on. You know, in the comics.
He and my favorite thing is people here. They're like, "Oh, you were so fat." That was all muscle. Kingpin is peak peak human. All right, like which when they say peak human in the comics, they're talking about this is the strongest and most fit any human being could ever possibly get in their entire life without needing like a super soldier serum or having extra abilities or powers. So he's just peak human. That's like less than 1% body fat on that man. It is all muscle.
Yeah, it like possesses the weight and strength of a high level sumo wrestler.
Mm-hmm. But we can take and tunnel this into Punisher stuff
Oh
because
yes.
well, if you watched season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, you had the same question as I did this whole season, and it never gets answered, which is stupid. But what happened to the Punisher? Because spoilers, when you last see the Punisher in Born Again season 2, he's in a cage. He was captured. Now we can take our knowledge of the Punisher and just assume he somehow managed to free himself, right? Like we don't need to have that on screen, but it would have been nice to have it on screen if that makes sense.
I mean, even if they would have just given us a scene with him like walking away, putting a fucking hoodie up after something was going on, or like in the background, so you knew for sure he was out, would have been nice.
No, I don't remember the name of the one-off they're doing for the Punisher, and the only reason they're doing it
One
is
last kill.
yeah, one last kill. It's to introduce him into the Spider-Verse. Is the whole reason that they're doing one last kill.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem too is I think the reason why they couldn't have shown him like getting out and everything, because then you'd have that whole thing the entire fucking time of where the fuck is Frank? You know, like
Not
all this
really.
shit is going down.
It's not abnormal for him to break free from being captured, and instead of going on the assault right away, he fucking burrows down, hides, and regroups.
I mean, I guess I just in that situation with everything that was going on, I just kind of feel like he wouldn't be a background kind of thing. Just me though.
Raider, have fish check front door.
He already got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. I hope they didn't have the one I got him last time. So have you seen the trailer for One Last Kill?
I have Raider.
I have not.
Ah, she's so behind on her homework.
What are you talking about? Right now, my focus of what I'm supposed to be doing is Bleach, and then I need to. So they dropped a teaser, and I forgot to see if I have the login on HBO. I know I do somewhere. I just have to find
It's
it.
on your TV.
So I can see what the. Yes, I know. Well, my TV is unplugged and face the other way to keep the kids from turning the TV on when they're not supposed to. But the teaser they released for the Harry Potter show. Um,
I did
that's
not see
where
that
my
one.
homework's at right now. Then it's the Spider-Mans. Okay, there's an order of operations here. Okay.
Is
All right.
Batman?
Well, thoughts on the Punisher one that's skill trailer? Go.
I'm interested in where they're taking it with this, how they're going to bring it in, because cinematically, I mean, I think we talked about this a little bit briefly before, but I mean, Castle is a fucking trauma poster for fucking Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
One of the several they have, but this, like, watching this trailer, it's like, dude, Frank, you need a hug, you need a warm blanket, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, you got to consider this man was forced to watch. For those that don't know about the Punisher, Raider included here, Frank Castle kicked the hornet's nest that was the mob, and in revenge for an incident that happened, he was forced to watch as they executed his wife and two children in front of him, and then they shot him and dumped him into the river and then walked away, not checking to see if this nightmare was alive or dead.
Yeah, because I mean, like, the canon I remember is they witnessed the mafia like hit murder thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then this was retaliation. And I mean, you want to talk about trauma? It's literally, and they did it in the when they introduced him in the series and everything too. But it's like you're having a fucking picnic at the park with your family, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
You know, like, and your former Marine, you got trauma from that, and then this. It's
See,
like,
here's the thing. It was never Marine, all right?
it wasn't Marine.
People,
I thought it was.
no, he was Special Forces because that's what made the whole mystique behind the Punisher more terrifying. Was this was the elite of the elite in the military?
Okay, because I'm gonna say I know I've seen it references Marine as
Yeah, no,
SEAL as
not until recently. I'm gonna say recently. I mean, within the last like 5 to 10 years, did they ever start specifying anything? And it depends on who's writing. Frank is what branch they put him in, because all they say in the beginning is that he was an elite special forces soldier. They don't say what. They don't say where. And then you are correct. There have been instances where he's referred to as a Marine.
yeah, because I think that was the first one I remember being called out back in the
So,
day.
but there was Marine, there was Army, but it only stays between Special Forces, Marine, and Army. They don't go anywhere else. Take that, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, National Guard losers. Wha.
That's fired.
Yeah, fired.
I am standing back.
I ain't scared.
No, no, I don't have room to speak on this, so I still.
Here's the thing, right? Everything I've seen reminds me of a specific run, but I doubt they'll do it in a one shot. So, but in the run, Frank ends up meeting Wolverine before inevitably running into Spider-Man. And in the following fight, Frank runs Wolverine over with a steamroller.
Okay, that one.
Yep.
Ooh. Now that would be interesting. I'm not gonna lie because that would be our first glimpse of their new Wolverine.
Oh, we don't have a new Wolverine.
I thought Jackman was hanging it up after the Deadpool.
No, no. That there wasn't just a joke that they made in there about that he's gonna do it till he's 90. he's agreed to stay on for uh, the foreseeable future for whatever they need him for.
Okay. Okay. Shit.
I
Okay.
think I think you want to dive into that world. The only two getting ready to step down is Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McClellan.
And I'm gonna cry at that. I am.
Um, why they both have suitable replacements. Michael
They do.
Fassbender is a perfect fucking Magneto. All right, James McAvoy is a perfect. If you want to take and restart this story and have actors attached to characters that we love, they're gonna work good. Those are the two that you pick because that's a perfect younger Magneto and that's a perfect younger Xavier. And for the direction that Marvel wants to go with the X-Men coming up, this is perfect because they want to do stuff like First Class and all that. Um,
Okay.
and I'd love to see a First Class done right. Also, Marvel, if you're listening, you're probably not. You're really not. But if you listen, fucking Darwin can't die. Stop it. Like his powers have gone so far as if he remained in a physical form, he was just going to die. So he became the universe. Rude of you to kill off Darwin. He's not that big of a punk bitch.
And he's the only one whose powers, like, I'm sorry, just in the like movie that they did with him, it's like he kind of was the most powerful person there, my opinion.
Not kinda, he was. Here's the thing. The problem with Darwin's abilities is that there's a delay in it because that only kicks in if there's imminent chance of him dying. Example, he had the Hulk in front of him, running at him, like, right? And the instance before Hulk grabbed him to smash him, his powers kicked in and teleported him to the other side of the world.
Okay, I don't remember that one.
So, there's another lady who has similar powers to Darwin, except hers are fucking ridiculous. So there was a war between the mutants and Eternals, and her powers state that she cannot lose a fight. Period. Whatever she needs to win the fight, she is going to get to win the fight. She can't lose a fight. Period. So in this fight between the X-Men and I believe it was the Eternals, her powers make her switch sides. Because it was the only way for her to win the fight. Yeah. Did I lose you guys?
Oh no, I'm
I'm here.
here.
I'm here.
I
There
I
you go.
just
My mic disconnected.
am. Ah,
I'm over here
No,
talking to myself.
no, I had to go look that one up because I didn't read that one.
Which one? The
What's her
Hulk
name?
and Darwin?
Hulk and Darwin and this other one that's like almost his mirror.
Yeah.
So I have to go look those up. But damn, I don't know, like I'm excited to see everything Marvel is pulling together because we're getting a lot of little pieces that are going to lead up to the bigger, just joining of everything. I just really hope they do everybody justice. You know?
Well, you got to leave some wiggle room because it's impossible to get everybody perfect. All right.
Yeah, I
You
mean they got
have to leave a little wiggle room.
well without everybody getting their own damn 8 to 10 episode series, you can't dive completely into their characters.
Well, see, that's the problem, and I'm gonna call a certain individual out, not directly, but
Yeah,
they're gonna know it was about them. You can't like there's no way that you take and break down how the economy changed in situations and how the world pulled itself back together. Sure. Is there a group of people that would sit there and enjoy that? Yes. Yes. But it doesn't do anything for the plot point. It doesn't move anything forward. It keeps it sat still.
yeah. With a lot of our, but I'm thinking like with a lot of our characters, it's not like they just jumped in and started going after these high level fucking super villains and shit. Most of them were street level, especially when you look at like Daredevil, Jones, even Spider Man. You know,
I think it's
everything.
stupid Spider-Man is considered a street level hero.
I know, and I agree with that. But you're an Avenger, but you're a street level character. Character. What the fuck?
Raider, do you have any thoughts, questions?
I just got a lot of stuff to catch up on because don't know half of that stuff. But we're getting there. I'm gonna get there. I've got time. And like I said, I have an order of operations here of how I'm going to go about it. And I'm sure once I get to that point, I'll have lots of questions and whatnot. So, there's that.
But you have none now, nothing to say on anything you've heard.
Not really understanding a lot of it, no. But it's just, like I said, it's just a realm that, like we discussed last time, the last Spider-Man movie I watched was with Toby. So when it comes to
Damn.
Marvel stuff, I am behind. I know I watched, um, God damn it, movie names. Hang on. Is this one? Was it Endgame?
Maybe.
This is where Iron Man ultimately dies, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So Endgame's the last one I watched as far as that. I never watched any of the Black Panthers. Um, yeah, I remember I watched, Captain America, the stuff leading up with him, and then I want to say that I watched the um what's the one that it goes into, what is his name, Doctor Strange?
Mhm.
Multiverse of
Uh
Madness.
With Wanda.
no. It was the time one, right?
There's just the Doctor Strange movie.
Yes, just the Doctor Strange movie then. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watched that one. Other than that, that's about where we're at. And I here insert here where Mitty takes a deep breath because he realized how many movies that are now on the list that I'm going to have to watch.
No, this is where I wish Mouse was sitting in the chat so I could explain to her how wrong she was about her statements last night with the different Spider-Man.
Uh oh.
Ugh.
Shots fired. Shots
Toby,
fired.
Toby Maguire. Yes, no, Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse. Calling you out specifically. True.
She's at a brunch right now, I think.
Good for her. Good for her in the bartender. Bad fucking opinion. Toby Maguire becomes iconic because he rebreathed life back into comics for movies. Okay? That's what he gets. Was he a great Spider-Man? No. For the time he was passing, because no one really knew, like, unless you read comics, right, or watched the animated series, you didn't know who Spider-Man was. So here's your introduction to Peter Parker, here's your introduction to Spider-Man. However, Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker and Spider-Man was on point. It was almost perfect. It was a good mix between the genius that is Peter Parker, gets shown quite frequently. All right, not in these couple of one-liners that show off what our IQ level really is, like Tobey Maguire did. All right, Reed Richards doesn't acknowledge a lot of people anywhere close to his level of intelligence. Okay, there are two people that Reed has said, "You are my equals, and I value your opinion," and that is Iron Man, and that is Spider-Man. Peter is a genius. There is not a whole lot of people that are smarter than him in Marvel, period.
Oh, and Toby got the workaround too on the whole thing of the web cartridges and fluid. That was like an example of how fucking intelligent Spider-Man was.
Mm-hmm.
And they just went, nope, yours are natural.
I think my favorite thing is the web cartridges were a huge technological advancement, right? But the government didn't seem to give a shit. And then fucking Tony Stark makes an Iron Man suit, and the government's like, I need it.
I mean, I just remember in the comics, like, so many fucking times in Spider-Man, the cartridges are such a big thing where he's like mid fucking fight, and it's like, oh shit, I'm out, and having to fucking switch in mid fight, or
Mm-hmm.
gets in a fight and his web shooters get crushed,
Yep. Yep,
and it's like,
happens a lot.
yeah. So first off, you make the with the webs being as strong as they are,
Hey
maybe
there,
find a
killer
way to
author.
make the actual web shooters out of something just as strong. But that's just me. Uh,
Would we've had conversations about logic there, Lord. I don't.
I,
You
I
get
I
your
know, I
logic
know.
out of my army.
I feel like we should know better by now.
I know.
Um, but it really is a pivotal thing to Spider-Man. Is like he made the web shooters. Almost every iteration of Spider-Man inevitably gets the organic webbing, right? But back on my point of why Mighty Mouse was wrong on their thoughts about Andrew Garfield. All right, he portrayed the right version of Peter. Now, mind you, there have only been two versions where Peter was a high schooler in the live actions, and that's Toby's and Tom's. Andrew's was a college student. Come on,
Yeah.
guys. And he was perfect for it. All right, and the witty comebacks in the fight scenes. Not even Tom Holland's Spider-Man does that very well.
Nah, he's not a smart mouth.
Andrew Garfield was your favorite Spider-Man? Yes, one of mine too. One of mine too, and I really, 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 really want them to bring him back and explore because, like, in the comics, after Gwen Stacy dies, Peter gets dark. Like, he starts cutting loose and holds back less and gets rid of his code and like
What was the phrase he said at one point when he was talking about it? Is like, I realized at one point I stopped pulling my punches.
this is the same version of Spider-Man in the comics that when Kingpin put Aunt May in the hospital, he showed up to Kingpin's office, not as Spider-Man. Threatens Kingpin, says, if you ever touch my family again, I, Peter Parker, not Spider-Man, Peter Parker, will shoot my webbing down your throat and kill you. This is a line in the comics.
I've got that in the box somewhere.
Oh, the
Seems a bit
villains.
harsh.
Aunt May is all he has left in this moment. Gwen is dead. There is no MJ in this world. Gwen Stacy was supposed to be the original MJ, and then everyone was like, "Redhead, ooh, let's keep the redhead around." But Gwen Stacy was supposed to be the original Mary Jane. Mary Jane is dead. Uncle Ben is dead. He doesn't have any allies. Not yet in this one. He's still a solo hero, and Kingpin goes after the one the one person that's always had his back, his rock, his foundation. The literally probably the only human being that matters and anchors him to morality was Aunt May, and she was on the verge of dying. And it's also like the one time we see Kingpin actually terrified. Because mind you, Kingpin doesn't scare easy. This is a man that's achieved a status where most human beings can't hurt him. Knives don't really do much to him. He shakes off bullet wounds pretty well. Like, no one can really beat his ass. No one really tries. And we see him scared. All right, let's switch over to a little bit of DC though, because DC's got something fun coming out. It's not often that you see James Gunn um, do horror stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't know if he's ever touched a horror film.
Ah,
I'm not sure. um, but Clayface is looking pretty cool.
I mean, he's done like horror comedy,
Yeah, that doesn't
like
count.
I'm about to say Slither, Dawn of the Dead,
Yeah,
Don't Go
that's stuff.
Experiment, Brightburn, but
Don't
Brightburn was weird.
Brightburn. Brightburn was a good dig on Superman.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys are aware of the title of this here podcast, but we love throwing digs at Superman. Um,
I never would have guessed.
Never.
Nope, not an inkling.
Uh, Clayface, though. Where do we start with Clayface? I don't remember his name, but originally he was an actor. My favorite thing is more often than not in the Batman universe, most of the villains are created as a direct result of an interaction with Batman. There is a version where Joker becomes the Joker because he tried to steals something from a chemical plant, and the fight with Batman knocks him over the edge and into a vat of chemicals, and he comes out as a Joker. Okay? Penguin becomes Penguin from another interaction with Batman that saw him knocked into a river filled with a bunch of chemical. DC and their chemical waste.
Yes,
Jesus.
especially
Is it the
especially in
Powerpuff Girls?
Gotham. No, but the thing is, especially in Gotham, if you think
Mhm.
about it, like almost every villain is a chemical accident. Mr.
Don't drink
Freeze,
the water in
yeah,
Gotham.
it's like, fuck it, don't be outside in the rain. Yeah,
But Clayface was not a result of an incident between Batman and a guy trying to rob stuff. Clayface is sad. Clayface ended up on the wrong side of uh, what was it Carlos Marcos
uh,
Falcone,
yeah,
the
Falcone.
the Falcone crime syndicate wanted to use him because he was a master of making himself into someone else, right? Like
Yeah, he
we
was a
all,
disgraced actor. Like, depending on
Mhm.
which iteration you go, every single time though, that's part of him.
And he failed Falcone, so Falcone had him tortured, and part of that torture was getting part of his face burned off with some random, once again, chemical that ended up basically deatomizing him into just a big puddle of clay that was sentient. So like he can reshape that clay into whatever form he wants.
Yeah, I mean the animated kind of used the Golden Age slash post Flashpoint version with the renew shit that he put on his face to like be able to change. So, because that was
But he
like
does
what, car crash? Yeah, car crash.
something like that. But he doesn't need it. He can do it all on his own. Like he's able to control every bit of that clay.
That's the well, see, that was the Silver Age. Like Matt Hagen was the one that
Mm-hmm.
did the radioactive protoplasm, and then Preston Payne was Bronze Age, who took the blood from Matt Hagen to fix his own deformities. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole different path. But yeah, I mean, the fact that he was always able to blend in, like when he originally like turned to crime and shit, it was just a mask, and then shit went further.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where they take Clayface though, because while he is seen in big moments, what version are we getting? Are we getting the one that maintained humanity and was able to talk and
Well,
interact, or are we going to get the mindless brute from the '90s animated series?
that's where I'm curious because it is the Matt Hagen version. So I think we're going to see like that mafia influence and all that. But yeah, do they dumb him down once he gets his powers? So he's basically, he's still above Solomon Grundy in the intelligence side, But
only because he can form full sentences that don't rhyme.
yes,
Born on a Monday. Shut the fuck up.
it's like it's like because his strength level really is online with like Killer Croc and shit. I don't know about Bane. That'd be the one I'm not sure about.
No, Killer Croc is a stretch too.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, depending on which version of him. Like, if we're talking about the feral rabbit beast, then he really wasn't able to lift a whole lot because he struggled to maintain a solid form.
True. So, yeah, it really is going to depend on what version we get then, because is it the one where he's having trouble holding himself together? He's falling apart. Is it at his prime power, where he's like, I don't know, is it weird to say almost a little bit Mr. Fantastic?
It is weird because it's completely different.
Yeah, it's different, but he could, he could like whip out some of that clay and like grab you from far away and shit.
Yeah, but he's not stretching at that point. He's just manipulating the molecules in his body.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's weird, but it's the closest thing I could get it to, like, Fantastic or Plastic Man kind of thing.
Dude, can we just detour for a second and talk about the menace that is Plastic Man?
I do bring that one up.
Do you guys know? Do you guys know Plastic Man? I need to hear some yes or no's. Raider, have you heard of Plastic Man? Okay.
No.
Oh, I have. And goddamn.
All right. In the chat, have you guys heard about Plastic Man? Let's just take a minute here, because for those of you, we'll build up so we get all my answers. For those of you that are unaware, Batman has a contingency plan for every hero or villain he has ever come up against, on the chance that they ever just go off the reservation, go postal, if you will, decide that they are going to either destroy existence or for the Justice League if they decide to go evil. All right, Plastic Man is the only one that he does not have a contingency plan for. As a matter of fact, it is stated that Plastic Man is probably the only being in DC that could fight Superman and win with ease.
I'm sorry. Plastic?
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man.
Okay.
And just for the record, where was his powers from? An industrial chemical mixture.
Accident. Yep. 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 He was, again, a thief. He started out a criminal. And through some series of blunders, ended up falling into a vat of chemical waste. And
with an open gunshot wound.
Yep.
That's important.
I feel like they have problems with open containers of chemical waste. It seems to be an ongoing issue. I guess I've never heard of lids or seals, maybe. I don't know.
I just want to know who they bribe, because I mean, this would not pass OSHA.
Well,
where's Kata? Where's Kata? We need a safety check.
Nope. So his powers are that he can manipulate. Think Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, but a billion times better.
Oh, God, yes.
Less smart, but he can use his abilities way better than Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, God, what was it? There was literally a TikTok I saw the other day where a guy was pulling heroes from other universes to go up against the Viltrumites, and literally had Plastic Man versus Thrag. Thrag punches him, and he's just like, "Oh, we're doing this? Okay."
Nope. Yep. The heat vision won't work on him. Freezing him will not work on him. You can't keep him trapped because of his ability to just shrink himself down and fit through whatever space he can fucking find. You would have to somehow create a perfectly sealed room, and that would hold him but for a moment.
Yeah, because even what was it during the Black Lantern arc when they tried to rip out his heart, they couldn't do it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Justice League Obsidian Age. Yeah, the Obsidian Age arc is when like it was future and he was technically still alive, but his particles were scattered and they came at the bottom of the ocean and they came back together. Like
Yep.
this dude is, if he went rogue, just goodbye DC Universe.
The Justice League is terrified there. The reason that they keep him in is to keep tabs on him.
And we can go into
So
darker aspects on that with like Sudimdi, but we won't.
no, that's for a different podcast.
That is a different time. But yeah, that see, and the funny thing is I think Plastic Man could make a great movie on his own. Like it would be a interesting story, but how do you?
Listen, we're getting a Booster Gold movie. They could easily change Booster Gold out for Plastic Man and it'd do better.
Okay, I'm gonna have that moment of Booster Gold without. Are they bringing back the Blue Beetle they did, or are they bringing Ted Kord?
See that I don't know. They'll probably that's when we'll probably see the Blue Beetle from the movie come back.
Okay, I'm gonna say because it's like I really want to see the Ted Kord. You know.
No, listen. Ted Kord, cool, awesome, great intro to Blue Beetle. However, that's not the Blue Beetle that you want to put in the movie theaters if you're trying to make money.
Oh no, because he's
He
more
doesn't
more
use,
brains, less action.
yeah, he doesn't use the suit. He doesn't use it as a suit. It's like his fucking tell me how to fix this problem device.
Yeah, but it does it Clayface does bridge that door that we haven't seen as much with DC of bringing in the smaller characters.
Mm-hmm. Hey, fish, are you
And they're
enjoying your nuts?
and I'm hoping that means, because we did get Creature Commandos, even though animated canon. Um, it's I'm liking that James Gunn is pulling from a much larger pool than we've watched DC do since the 80s.
See, and I've stated this before. DC is going to struggle forever, or until the Snyder fans pull their heads out of their rear ends and realize that that's just not DC. Like DC follows the hero code way more seriously than Marvel does. As a matter of fact, the hero code is there in Marvel, but it's more of a guideline because
Yeah.
it's never outright stated that anybody even follows it. All right? Most of the Marvel heroes that you love have killed before.
Hmm. And they've all had to come to grips with it.
Mm-hmm.
And for the majority of them, it's the strengthening of the resolve to never let it happen again.
So, I mean, like, Cap probably has the most blood on his hands out of all
Oh
the
God.
heroes. It's between Captain America and Thor. They're kind of the oldest out of the heroes and the ones who have been in the most war.
Yeah, Wolvie.
Wolverine more so than Cap, but
Yeah.
not Thor.
Yeah, not Thor. Because and I had to say it, and I know it's gonna be shots fired here, but Snyder fans, you're never getting more of that. It's done. It's
Yeah,
over.
it's
The way
gone.
he upped it in, I know everybody was like, "Ooh, we're gonna get to see Injustice," kind of thing. It's not happening.
Yeah,
I am now
no.
going to change my address and move.
Bring it the fuck on. So Clayface is going to be interesting. Again, not used to James Gunn doing serious horror films, and that's what the trailer kind of made it seem like. Is this going to be
Yeah,
kind of more of a horror film than anything?
and I mean the fact that they chose the October 23rd release date, which really does push that aspect of it's going to lean more into the horror.
Yeah, but now I want to get into the stuff I'm really excited about. We're gonna have Raider pop in now and give her thoughts and her breakdown of what she's watched on Bleach so far. So Raider, take it away.
right. So for those who were here last time, we left off um right about where Orihime was taken as bait, right? She gets taken by the Espadas and Aizen, and everybody's gearing up to go and get her because the Soul Society said, "No, you're not allowed to." And Ichigo said, "Hold my beer." But not beer because he's 15. So there's that. Um I did
Hold my
find it
juice
really
box.
yeah, juice box, there you go. I know last time we talked I had some confusions when it came to Orihime's power, and Aizen really broke it down very well. And I mean, like, I paused to write all of this down. Um while I still maybe don't fully understand, this definitely helped. So she's on like a whole different level. She does something that oversteps all limits. Like, if God's set the limits of what you should be able to do, she rejects it, right? Because that's her big thing is I reject. She rejects all forms. And so she basically returns things to their prior state of before whatever happened to him. So the injuries, she's basically rewinding time in that spot of the body. So it's not like physical time around, right? Time's still moving forward, but as far as the injury or whatever's wrong with that person, she's undoing. So there's as of right now, as far as I know, there's no borders or barriers when it comes to what she can reject. Um, I think, technically, at least in this one, we basically see her undo death, right? Because Ichigo fights Espada number, what's his name? 4? Is he Espada 4? 2 seconds. Yes, yes, yes. Espada number 4, which I cannot say that name.
Is it start? It's Ukiora, right? Starts with the U.
Yes, Ukiura, green
Yeah.
face guy, green
Yep,
line face guy.
Ukiora.
In my notes, I have what's the deal with dude with the green lines on his face because he is the most emo of emo boys I've ever seen in this show.
Hey, that's
Um,
that's my emo boy. Goddammit.
I thought Uduru was.
No,
Um,
if you make me choose, it's Ukiora every time.
okay. Well, so after his fight with him, there's a literal hole through Ichigo's chest, right? So for all intents and purposes, I I mean, it's not said, but when they flip him over, dude's dead. Ichigo is dead. Um, and Orihime undoes it. She restores him. Um, so really interesting because I feel like what I can only assume is we're just starting to enter into her finding out what her not necessarily limitations but abilities are within her powers. Um, you know, so far it seems like nobody's seen anybody have the abilities that she has, and so she's just now starting to understand what she can actually do because she underestimates herself through the entire thing. So I feel like we're going to see a lot more coming out of Orihime with her abilities.
I feel like you're gonna be disappointed.
Oh no. Don't say that. Um Something interesting that happens in this beginning part too is Ashin and Uru's father know each other. I mean, I
Yes.
guess I assumed they knew each other. Well, no, I kind of didn't. Seeing, Uru's father kind of rejected, well, said he rejected, and for all intents and purposes did, um, being a, whatchamacallit, a,
Quincy?
Quincy, thank you.
Mhm.
Um, so he even mentioned something, though, about Ashin getting his powers back. Um, there was that little conversation. And I kind of thought it was funny that Ururu Ururu's father made Ururu promise that if he helped him get his Quincy powers back, that he wouldn't go and help the Soul Society or anyone to do with the Soul Society.
Mhm.
And then what's the first thing Ururu does? Joins
So
the group to go rescue Orihime.
real quick, I need you to take that interaction between Ashin and Ururu's father. I need you to write that down. It's going to be important in
Wait, it
Thousand
is in
Year
my
Blood
notes.
War. Okay, circle it, star it. Write Thousand Year Blood War on it. It's going to be very important.
Because he says that he's a better dad than Ashin.
I mean, they're both horrible fucking parents.
Well, yeah, but that was one of the things that was said. Is I literally put Ashin knows Ururu's father, says he's a better dad than Ashin, mentions Ashin getting his powers back.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's like
I have that
that.
noted.
That's like saying you're one of two people with terminal cancer, but you've got better terminal cancer than the other person. Like, even him saying he's a better father than Ashin still makes him a very shitty father.
Oh yeah. Which brings me to Byakuya, right? Remember last week,
You couldn't pronounce his
man-made
name, and now
asked,
you can. I'm so proud.
no, man-made was like, who are your favorite, soul reapers or whatever, and he was one, and I mentioned about how he's able to, there's a level of respect there that you have to give him when it comes to how he follows orders and things he does, because right, he was willing to sacrifice Rukia. And then here we see this him inadvertently helping Rukia and Renji. Right? He gifts them these cloaks to help when they get to Hueco Mundo, because the first thing he says is, "Hey, I was just told to bring you back. Nothing was said what to do with when you were here." So basically saying, "Hey, go do what I already know you're going to do." Um which is to go help Ichigo rescue Orihime. Um I thought that was a very interesting exchange, because it's not something I would have expected from him, and maybe pre Ichigo is something that he might not have done. I feel like through the interaction with Ichigo and Rukia and everything that happened there, that maybe some of his mindset has changed. He still very much followed the letter of the law, and it seems like now he's trying to find where those potential loopholes are. Where's those little gray areas where it's not been specified, like in this situation? Character development,
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That happens a lot in Bleach.
One of the big things, right? So seeing Orihime's power kind of evolve, we also see Chad, and there was an interesting thing, kind of, I guess, revelation that Chad had while in Hueco Mundo about his abilities being more like that of a hollow. Like he can actually feel his power stronger there, where hollows are more prominent. And now we have where both of his arms are a bit able to transform. Which I don't know if you remember when I started off on this, and it was just his one arm. I wondered if, as he developed, if it was going to become more of his body. So we're starting to see that, I feel. Maybe it just ends up being both arms, but I don't know. But lots of growth as far as fighting, because before I think he was just more of like brute strength. Now it seems like he's finally, like Orihime, starting to understand the capabilities that he actually has.
Yes.
Yeah, you brought up green face guy. Yes.
Oh no, keep going.
Oh, something, an interesting comment that was made. I don't remember which Espada said it, but they were talking. Oh, it's a female one that you can't see like half her face, but she
Oh, you're
says,
talking about Halle Bell?
maybe, I don't know. I don't think they actually said her name in this interaction that I saw, but it mentioned can Ichigo really be human? It's almost like he's in a Espada too. So I think because things that we've talked about before was um what Ichigo ultimately is, because I mean, him just being a straight up human didn't make sense with the inept abilities that he had. So I found that to be an interesting um conversation or statement, I guess, as a glimpse into future Ichigo as he continues to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So where do you think you're at? And if you're close enough, I'll give you the answer without spoiling all of the answer. How's that?
What do you mean? Like as far as what Ichigo is?
Yep. Yep. As far as what Ichigo is.
I so he's got the human side, he's got his Soul Reaper side, and he's got this hollow side, right? And so when you bring at least two of those together, you get the Espadas because they're basically hollows with Soul Reaper abilities, right?
Mm.
So I feel like with whatever it is that Aizen is trying to create when it comes to the whole Espadas and everything, that's what Ichigo already is. And maybe Aizen just doesn't realize that yet. Um, what that ultimately is, I don't know. But I think we're seeing a lot of glimpses into what that's going to be.
Mm-hmm. I would say you're close enough that I can give you this bit. He is a hybrid.
I wondered because with his dad being so okay, this brings us back into this whole right soul reapers in the human world kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, soul reapers can die, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all soul reapers are also kind of already been dead,
For
right?
all for all
For all
intents and
intents and purposes,
purposes,
yes. So
Ichigo at base. Hold on. At base, he's a human.
yes,
However, he's a hybrid.
his mother was human, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because technically his dad, Ashin, is living in a Gigai, right? Like
Yes.
like Kisuke.
Yep.
So then it's just more into the background of his father then.
No. Oh no. 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 You keep digging because it's really complicated. It's
I'm
not
sure.
just human in one thing. Okay.
I mean, yeah, we like I said, we already are seeing three different elements within him, right? Soul Reaper, human, hollow. So I feel like I'm on the road. It's just
You're
we're
there.
getting there, right? We're getting there.
You're on the path. You've actually picked up on it quicker than most people did who watched Bleach for the first time because you don't really start noticing it until you get closer towards the Thousand Year Blood War arc, and then in the Thousand Year Blood War arc, they just tell you blah.
Hmm.
Um,
Um, I thought, let's see, we had that moment between Nell and Orihime, to kind of snap Orihime out of it, since
mhm,
she got terrified essentially because Ichigo's eyes reminded her of her brother's, which I almost completely forgot about that whole incident with her brother being a hollow.
mhm.
Um, but Nell talking about the pain that Ichigo was enduring wearing the mask.
Mhm.
I guess I hadn't even really thought about that, right? That like it's got to be painful, which is why building up the length of which he can have the mask on makes sense.
Yep.
Um, but notice the second that Orihime tells him not to die, it's like a fucking switch. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, because he was getting the dog piss beat out of him. Because again, they're in this section that we're in, they're literally going from one fight into another fight. There is no cool down, reset, rest period.
Yep.
You know, it's beat to a pummel, barely make it out, turn around and have to fight another Espada. Because the second he gets done with because this is the fight when he's fighting Greenjaw. Greenjaw? Did I say that right?
Grimjow.
Grimjaw. Um which was Espada number 6.
Mhm.
Um and then immediately gets thrown into a fight with Espada number 5. So, well, you have his fight with 4, his fight with 6, and then his fight with 5. So we're already 3 fights in. That's not counting the number 100 whatever one that he fought before that.
Mhm.
Um,
Hey,
so
dwarf.
the strength that he just pulls out of thin air, just at finally getting words of confidence from Orihime. I think, because you asked me again who I thought would ultimately end up with each other, and I said Orihime and Ichigo because there's definitely that connection there that neither one of them wants to talk about.
She is his rock. If Orihime is around and talking and breathing, then there is no bad that can happen in Ichigo's world because his happiness is right there. And God have mercy on your soul if you mess with Ichigo's happiness.
Hmm Talking about
Mm.
Bleach Phoenix, um, you have another reference of King in this area too, but this was in reference to Grimjaw, which I
Mhm.
kind of thought was interesting because he sits there and was calling himself a king, right? But he's number
Mhm.
6.
Yeah, Grimjaw's got a confidence about him.
Yes, I did
Technically, you should have
find it
our. Oh, good.
interesting. Well, I was gonna say I did find it interesting that little like coming about where Hollows eating other Hollows, and how he kind of came to be.
Mhm. So they should have mentioned this already. If not, oh, light spoiler. Um, I don't have a reply button, but I was saying I was typing juice box too. um, Grimjaw was a higher numbered Espada. So, and then he decided to do his own thing and got to a fight. And the way the ranking system works, they should have explained it already. Is the more powerful you are, the lower your number is. The
Yes,
lower your number is, the more important and more powerful of an Espada that you are. And Grimjow originally was like 4.
which brings us to Nell.
All right.
And I wasn't ready. Wasn't ready. Was not ready for the trauma that you can only imagine that she had to go through to go from what she was to where we meet her as in this childlike form, right? Because if you just even take everything out of it and you just literally look at a person who is very prominent, very strong, reverting to a childlike form, there's some traumas. The traumatic events that she had to go through for her mindset to revert to that.
If we're looking at it from a psychological standpoint, you would be correct. However, has she talked about what happened that put her
So
in a small form?
we're
And
still
and
kind of
yes, there is a Chad in the anime.
he's Hispanic, right?
Yes, he is Hispanic.
Yes, he's Hispanic living in Japan.
Yes.
Um, so we're still within that kind of fight that's going on there. of where I left off at, because remember in this it's one episode, it's the fight of Nell and Ichigo, and then we're flip-flopping to Utaru and Renji fighting Espada number,
The bull,
I don't
right?
remember. Huh?
Are they fighting the bull?
They're fighting the guy who, like, when he pulled out what's his quote unquote Zanpakuto, becomes the thing that shoots out the gray ooze that makes them multiply and makes copies of them.
Okay, all right, yeah. I know who
I
you're
don't remember
talking
which
about. I don't remember.
number he is. I want to say 8 is sticking out to me, but like I don't feel like that's right. Actually, it's gonna bother me if I don't look real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Um, but you've seen Nell in her original form now, yes?
Yes, so
Okay.
she does. I was right. He is number 8. Look at me. Um, so you have. I should have kept that up so I could say what this dude's name is. Um,
While you're doing
it's
that, we're gonna sidebar real quick. All
okay.
right, because I got to get this thought out of my head. The sheer amount of hormonal confusion the fan base had when, because we were just used to Nell being this tiny little kid.
Oh yes,
Okay, all right, and then and then the busty,
yes,
curvy, dump truck having woman
yes.
appears, and
I was like,
we're all
God
like,
damn.
right? No, there was a moment of, is this legal? Is what we're feeling legal? Are we going to jail?
Because then you struggle too, because all you can think about is Nell would never, and then you have bam.
Nell Wood, okay.
um. So Espada number 5, I can't pronounce his name. Narada.
Send it to me. I think it's Naratu.
Yeah,
And
it's like that. Anyway, he's got that really big freaking. It's not an axe, but it's like the closest thing I can kind of think to compare it to.
he said it's a spot of what, 5?
Yes, a spot of 5.
I need to. Oh,
Emo
Norita,
boy number 3 of this one.
Norita.
Norita. Okay, so the one who well, I say claims. I don't. I'm not saying that he didn't. But is the one who injured Nell.
Mm-hmm.
Who gave her the strike, or gave her the strike to the head. Um, and then like hounds the crap out of her, that you're like, hello. And again, this is where I'm sure you were talking about this confusion, right? It's a child. For all intents and purposes, we see her as a child in the beginning. Um, and he's just hounding the shit out of her, and you're like, bro, it's a fucking kid. Like, what are you doing? And then snap. The snap that everybody could feel the pressure change. Um, and she comes out to be Billy Badass and just
Yeah.
beats the dog shit out of him.
Well, so his fight, the you you will get your I feel satiated Nell got uh what's the word I'm looking for? Avenged, revenge, because she doesn't die, but like who he has to fight is the greatest goddamn thing in
Yeah.
existence. Considering what have you gotten that far to where who he's actually fighting?
No.
Okay, so we'll leave it alone. I'll just
Yeah.
say that you've seen his ability, yes?
Yes.
So you've seen despair.
Hmm.
Okay. So the fact that that works the way it does, and the person that he fights, oh, it's my favorite. Like if I had
Yep.
to pick it in the Hueco Mundo arc, what my favorite fight is, it's this one.
Um. Yeah. Like I said, this is where it keeps flip flopping back and forth. I kind of skipped over here something because this kind of low key irritated the piss out of me.
Hmm.
We went from you have the fight with Ichigo and Grimjaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have that moment at the end of the episode where he's coming to Orihime and it's like, oh, are you okay? And he's gonna get them down off of the pillar thing that they're on, right? And so from there, the next episode that we go into is we are now back in the Soul Society and back in, and this is where timeline shit pisses me off. And I hate when shows do this bullshit. You're laughing because you know what I'm getting into. This bullshit with this little princess that moves in next door. And so in my brain, I'm like, okay, they're back from Hueco Mundo. They brought Orihime back because she's here, right? Um,
Mhm.
so that's where my brain is. Hey, they rescued her, they're back, and now we're dealing with this whole princess shit. Um, and um, they finish out with her, and we're back at that moment, back in Hueco Mundo, and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? If they're still in Hueco Mundo, when did this bullshit with the little princess happen? And why was it put in the middle of all of this bullshit?
Yep.
Where's this supposed to be in the timeline?
Well, so at some point in time, you gotta just toss the timeline out. Just understand that it's there as a guideline. It's not there for rules.
I don't like that answer.
No, that's the answer
I
that you're getting.
know, I know. It's just so frustrating.
There's
But
16 seasons of it, yes, and it is hands down one of the best animes that have ever been made.
you said 16? I thought it was more.
16 might be all of whatever is on what she's looking at it on. Here's the thing, there is a big three in anime, all right? We don't include Dragon Ball in the big three because without Dragon Ball,
There's
we would
26.
there's 26 seasons.
26.
All right, without Dragon Ball, we wouldn't have anime as popular in America, okay? So the big three for anime, the big three, if you were to make a Mount Rushmore, it could only have three heads. You would have One Piece, you would have Naruto, and you would have Bleach. That's the big three. These are the animes that all the other animes you watch look up to. Those are the big three, and everyone else has their own version of what the big three or big four would be. But the big three that is your anime watch list is so long, but that's the big three. And Bleach is my favorite. Bleach is the one that got me into anime. You Googled there might be 16 non-filler seasons,
Oh,
but
probably.
in total it's like 26, something like that.
So I'm watching it on Hulu, Phoenix. Um, it seems to have everything. I have not had, at least I haven't seen or experienced its skipping parts so far, at least not to my knowledge. Um, and that one says 26 seasons because I'm on like episode 193.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Um, because they're still doing the whole flip flop back and forth. So I think the episode that I'm currently in the middle of, we are back with Utaru and Renji and the two, I don't know what you call them, hollow, not hollows, whatever they are.
They're
They're
hollows.
Nell's friends. They're hollows, yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting Espada number 8, and I think Espada number 8 just destroyed all the copies because Renji makes the comment about, hey, they were annoying, but it's still not great to watch yourself just poof like that. And right now I don't know where Rukia is. We left off with Rukia defeating Espada number 9. Um, oh, right, she was hurt really really bad. She was still trying to get to Orihime, and she was question mark dead. Don't know. You should start Bleach first because we're doing Bleach right now. That's the only reason I say that.
Well,
But yeah,
honest, You are hold on, because she makes a point down there with the Naruto lineup is confusing because here's the thing, right? If you need to know, if you absolutely need to know how the ninja system works and the bare minimum of what Naruto's backstory is, then you just watch Naruto. But if you want to get to the important stuff, the meat and potatoes of everything, then you would be watching Naruto Shippuden. And then from Shippuden, you could go to Boruto, but you don't have to because Boruto should have never been made. So if you want to jump around trying to understand shit, sure, go ahead. Start out with Naruto. But if you want something that's going to guide you stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 to stage 4, go watch Bleach.
I think
Sorry.
that's one of the things I like is Bleach. Like, okay, aside from the occasional split in the middle of shit, like the whole princess, I'll call it princess arc, you
Mm-hmm.
know. It does appear to go kind of back to back to back. You're not doing a whole lot of jumping around between timelines and things like that. While irritating, I can follow along pretty well. Even though, like right now, like I said, they're doing a lot of these whole episode. This episode, we're in this fight, and even though you're in the middle of it, the next episode is going to be these guys over here that are having a fight at the exact same time as this one, and oh, here's another fight, right? Does it irritate me because I want to just know the end of that one fight before jumping to the logistics of the other fight? I understand it. The whole making sure to do it this way so that you are staying in the mindset of, hey, these are all happening consecutively or like at the same time, not consecutive. They're happening at the same time. Um, it's not confusing. Irritating, sure. Confusing, no. I feel like at least so far, everything that I've looked for that follows where I'm going right now as far as the show, because then we have the Thousand Year Blood War, which is a movie question mark.
Movie for what?
Oh, is no, that one's a show. There's one that's a movie, right?
For what?
For
Bleach?
yeah.
Bleach has like 5 movies.
Okay, maybe they were on I was looking at them on Netflix. Nope,
Sorry,
that was not Netflix
my
because
brain did the
that
blink
was
thing. You need to get me back up to speed.
I was just talking about as far as there being things like the timelines aren't confusing. You can watch one thing and it carries into the next, and like you
Yes.
won't be confused moving on to whatever else.
Yep.
Um, I was thinking of what you call it that you had me. Oh, I'm not logged in on Netflix over here. The other one that you had me starting. Um, hold please. Not that one. It was one of the. It was a versus that we were talking about doing.
Oh,
Whatever.
um,
Seven Deadly Sins. There we go.
there
That's
you
the ones I was
go.
thinking of all the movies for. I
Yes.
was gonna get there eventually. All right.
No, you weren't.
I did though.
Yeah,
Um.
I had to trigger a stim. That's what I had to do.
No. But no. Assume we're gearing up to a big showdown with um Aizen yeah, Aizen.
Whatever would give that away, Raider. Hmm.
Maybe the slowly working up to fighting these espadas, like I said, Ichigo fought number 4, then number 6, then number 5. Um, I do wonder and assume that we're gonna get more info into why Nell is no longer number 3. Um, or she was number 3. And I'm curious are we going to have a sad end with Nell, or are we going to have like what is ultimately going to end up becoming of her? Because obviously she doesn't stand with Aizen. So, um, either A, she's going to end up dying, or B, now we have this former Espada that realizes Soul Reapers aren't all bad, um, and being someone of hope. I don't know. Where does she end up going?
Tune in next time to find out.
Yeah.
Listen, what I need you to understand is there are some really good questions that you're having, but unfortunately, with the way the Bleach has worked, I don't know how many answers that you're gonna get until you are in Thousand Year Blood War.
Fair. That's why I write them down so I can always revisit it.
Real quick though, Lord, do you have any questions? Is he still here?
I am still here.
All right. Do you have any questions?
My brain is melting.
Do you have a question?
uh, there's so much that because not knowing the characters, like I said, I am the noob on the Bleach side. So yeah, there is so much. It sounds
It sounds like a lot, right? When you're hearing it and you're not like actually watching it. And in the beginning I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have this character, we have this character, we have this character." Um but it's one of those that, like I said, one of the reasons I think I'm enjoying is it's not as overwhelming as it might seem. Like, yes, you have a lot of characters, and I am even impressing myself on remembering half of their names. Um,
you got a notebook.
well, yeah, I mean, even still, like, my notebook doesn't necessarily always help me though, because I don't write down names. I write things like, "What's the deal with dude with green lines on his face?" Okay, so I don't have his name written down here at all. Actually, with any of the Espadas, the only Espadas names I actually have written down is Grimjaw and Nell. Everybody else is number 5. Nell kicks number five's ass. Okay, that's what I have. Um,
So what I'm hearing here is for yourself, for me, for everybody else just getting into it. Raiders going to make us a player card, right? Like you get at baseball games. Eh,
no, but I am really enjoying Bleach. This is, I guess you could say, my entryway into the anime, so I think it is a great one to start off with. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna keep trucking along through it.
I've
I'm
got to get over
sure.
my thing with these animes though. Like I've always avoided the massive animes, right?
Hmm.
The Bleach, the Naruto's, hell, even DBZ, and I know I'm gonna get crap for that one. I just the really long running ones, it's so hard for me to really dive into because there's so much, and like you said, it just feels overwhelming because I don't know a single one of those larger ones that doesn't have like almost off the bat 10 to 20 people you have to keep track of.
No. Examples. Dragon Ball Z. The only characters that you need to focus on is Goku and Vegeta. That's it. That's it. Piccolo, Gohan is an understory. Chi-Chi, Bulma, understory. You focus on Goku and Vegeta. Bleach, you're really only needing to focus on Ichigo and Orihime. Everybody else is an understory. They're just there to push the plot along. The two people they really focus on is Ichigo and Orihime. What was the other one you listed off?
uh,
You,
Give me.
Anime wise,
yeah.
oh Naruto.
Naruto is Sasuke and Naruto. That's it. That's who you focus on.
Okay, I just want to say here, Midi putting the flex on right now, just throwing names out, and apparently saying them right. Don't judge me on it because yeah.
But like the main part of the story are those people for those animes that I've listed off. Everything else is just here's a little extra to the story. Here's a little extra for you lore guys. Here's a little extra to build character for the main character. All right.
Okay.
So it's not that they're important, but it's also not that they're not important. It's just if you need someone to focus on, you focus on the MCs. That's it. That's what you focus on. Everything else is just, oh, this adds to him, this adds to her, this adds to him, this adds to her, this adds to them.
Okay. Because I just felt like I was going to be trying to keep track of all these little characters and all their little stories, which will eventually, in like 5 seasons later, you know, come into play.
No, no, never, never, no, no, not even close to what happens. Like there are questions that Raider has that I know. I'm not going to dive into which questions they are because I don't want her to lose interest in the show. But there are some questions that she has that just are never going to get answered. They just decided they were going to put these things there, and then they were going to do nothing with it afterwards.
Makes sense. No, I
'Cause again,
understand though how it might seem overwhelming. Even seeing myself being on episode 193, I'm like, there's no fucking way I've watched that much. Like, and I feel like while it's long, I'm still like I'm not forgetting stuff, right? Like I
okay.
can sit here and think about things that happened within the first couple of episodes. Rukia stabbing Ichigo with her Zanpakuto, and the course of events um that followed. So while it is long, I think they did a really good job of not, you have those shows, right, where you're like, why is this still going on? Let's think outside. I can't speak for animes, right? But let's just go in other TV shows. You've got shit like Grey's Anatomy where you're like, why are we still here? Or, it was like with Scrubs, right? You get to a point where every main character is no longer in the show because you've had to replace them all. Why are we continuing this? Why do we continue Fast and the Furious when these movies were great? Now you're just dragging the shit out. It's painful at this point. I'm not getting that with Bleach. I'm still much of the time sitting on the edge of my seat, or there's been times where maybe I'm in a VC watching it, have my mic muted, my husband doesn't, and Minnie can hear me go, fuck? Because I know he heard me when I yelled because Grimjow got his arm back from Orihime, and I'm like, his arm is back? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? So even almost 200 episodes in, I'm still having these big what?
Okay.
Um, and that's why I think I'm enjoying it, right? This is something that's keeping me interested, it's keeping me engaged. And, yes, did I drag through the whole bounce arc? Yes. That was one there I was like, okay, I understand, but this is stupid, but I'm gonna get through it because I know this is not what the focus is. Um and
I
which
think,
for all intents and purposes you can skip. I just don't
and,
like skipping.
and I think it's funny because I think what scares me away is the thing that scares a lot of people away on these like bigger ones is the commitment level and worrying of what we've seen, like you said, in Grey's Anatomy, and I'll even throw in like The Flash and stuff, some of the stuff like that, where it's like you have dragged it on so long that now I'm almost watching out of obligation instead of interest.
So here's the thing,
Mhm.
okay? Oh, hold on.
Yes, it's so far to drag. Okay. Okay, we should be good now.
All right.
There
So
we go.
here is the thing. More often than not even more often than not, all anime follow the manga. Maybe not to the T and maybe not to the letter, but they follow the manga. So when the manga is done, the anime is normally done, unless the writer for the anime decides he's gonna add more to it.
Okay.
So Bleach has been done for a while. They only recently got the animation for Thousand Year Blood War going, and that's gonna be done here soon. The only thing left they could do for Bleach is not canon, and that's the Hell arc. Um, so Bleach has been done for a while.
Okay. So getting involved in this is not going to be a commitment of the next like several years.
No, the only one that's like that is fucking One Piece. God damn it!
Do we have? But don't we have something getting ready to come out for Bleach?
So they're working on a manga, or it's like a novella version of the manga. We don't know if they're going to animate it or not.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I do know it's on my list on Crunchyroll.
you're gonna want
Like I
to
said,
go. They're gonna have
I
more
watch on
episodes on
Hulu.
Hulu. They're gonna have more episodes on Hulu.
Okay.
I've been watching Bleach on Hulu, and I have not had any gaps thus far. Like missing episodes, missing seasons. It's got season 1 to 26, and they have Thousand Year Blood War on there as well, which is 3 seasons.
Back to before.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in my head going, I think the longest one I've watched is Black Clover.
Well, I mean, you figure the only thing that I ever watched before this that, like besides the occasional Pokemon and whatnot, but the actual anime that I watched start to finish was Inuyasha.
Kagome.
Yes.
Sorry, it's the only thing because my ex used to watch it. So
Shit. Um, but yeah, no. Animes follow the manga. When the manga dies, the anime dies.
okay.
Moment of silence for Seraph of the End.
Oh, oh.
It was so good. It was so good. It fell off towards the end of the second season, but in the manga it picks up. So the anime should be able to do the fucking same. But no one wants to touch it. Now they've completely retired the fucking manga. It is done. There will be no more copies of it made. Is what my understanding was.
Yeah. But I don't. There was news I had saw on anime that I wanted to bring up, but I want to finish the Bleach conversation first.
We can deviate for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, that's about where I'm at as far as Bleach thus far. Um, like I said, we're gearing up clearly for the big fight, which is probably, yeah, I'm in season 12 right now, so it's probably going to be like end of season 12 is big fight, because that's usually how that kind of stuff goes. What? Big fight, end of season? Right. We're seeing. Oh, wait a second. Well, I guess there is an important part that I kind of skipped over.
Mm.
When it comes to the whole little sidebar that was um the whole princess arc, as I'm calling it. We had the reason that I'm never trusting anything that comes out of Minnie's mouth again. Um, so we see a new captain get in placed, I guess, for Squad 3. So Squad 3 gets a new captain who was a researcher. Um, comes across as a very kumbaya, let's all be friends, let's all train together, let's all work together. And you're like, this is a great guy. And I'm
So
sitting
good.
here and I'm like, there's something wrong here. Okay. Like, this dude smells alcohol and he's drunk. And he just is so soft and like, yeah, let's do this, right? Let's be best friends. And you've got his third seat, which brings me to my question too, because I so it goes, you have the captain for the squad, then you have the lieutenant. You have some that have more than one lieutenant. And then after that, you have the seats.
Mhm.
So he was third seat, meaning he's right below the lieutenant.
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure I was understanding that correctly. But so you have the captain in this third seat, and you have this assumption of the third seat taking over as the lieutenant because him and the captain have been working together.
Mhm.
Um, and he was shady from the beginning too. Like I said, didn't really like him.
Oh, they're great
Um,
people. What are you talking about?
so I text Mitty, and I feel like it's important for me to actually pick my phone up in my hand and read what um
The setup.
occurred. Uh I said, I don't know how to feel about this new Squad 3 captain. And you have him go, I don't remember who that is. I said, the one that gets wasted even from the smell of alcohol. And he goes, oh, he's cool. This is at 5 p.m. At 6:24 p.m., I say, liar, because we find out that this is a long plot for this captain getting revenge on Captain Yamimoto. Uh because he killed his father. And you're just like, this son of a bitch. It's this whole like layered plot system between, I still don't understand why he was so hell bent on wanting to kill the princess. I understand that it was her family, right? That essentially corrupted her father with the whole I don't, did I write down the name of that thing? Um what those other swords were. It starts with a B?
I don't remember.
Um
To the notes.
gotta add the word bleach in there. I gotta take out, we're not in images. Not, alright, it's not gonna, it's giving me Quincy stuff. That's not what I want. Okay. Anyways, so essentially these swords, when they're being used, um, take in your own soul energy.
Mhm.
Um, and you see several people actually lose themselves to the sword. Like it actually consumes them. And so I understand that her family was the cause of those being created, but I didn't understand why he wanted this child to die. Because it's like, I feel like, come on now. I understand, punish for the sins of the past, your past family. But like, she's a little girl. Why are you so hell bent on killing her right now?
This is just a monster.
I mean, he don't he was. And then you have that moment where he goes to off himself and Ichigo tries to step in. Um and you have Byakuya step in and he said, he's still a captain. He deserves to go in the way that he wants to. So yes, we don't trust Mitty anymore because he told me, "Oh yeah, he's fine. He's a great guy." And that's what he comes off as, right? He becomes friends with some of the other captains, he's getting teamwork going on, and then shit on a brisket, he's a piece of trash that tries to kill everybody. Um
I accept this. I'm a piece of trash that bought you peanuts and a fucking hot chocolate. I mean, what?
You know, he's only half listening to the conversation, so.
Yeah. I'm sucking on. Hell yeah, Daddy. All right, real quick.
Oh.
Lord, what did you have?
Okay, so for those in the audience, I have probably over 100 anime sitting in my fucking watch list, and Mitty pushed me to watch Jack of all trades, Party of None. To which I got really involved and finished that thing in 2 fucking days. Got to the end and got very mad because Mitty said there was no second season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not
As
yet to
of
my knowledge, they hadn't announced
March
anything.
22nd, they announced season 2 is in production. They don't have a
There we
release
go.
date yet, but we are getting a season 2. So while I might be waiting for a year or two for it, and I will go out of my mind because of the way they left it, I will say I will not have to go smack Mitty for giving me an anime that lands on such a cliffhanger that at the time was never going to get answered.
Oh, you want an anime that's gonna land you
No,
on a cliffhanger that's gonna make you hate life? Is that what I'm hearing?
I want to say yes, but at the same time,
Those are
I
the
don't know if
worst,
my
though.
mental
Nothing,
well-being can do.
nothing pisses me off more than watching a show and then there just being nothing. I mean, there's been some great shows. Stargate, okay? And you know that just ended and you're like, the fuck
But
you mean?
but
Hold
they're
on.
bringing it back. They're bringing
Well,
it back.
They're
that and
bringing
like
it back, sure, but
the
it was
animated series picked up off of basically.
Kate didn't even know there was an animated series.
Yeah, there's an
Yep,
animated
Great.
series.
Now I gotta add that to my list.
It's actually really
it's actually
fucking
not
good.
bad. Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah,
say
it's
it's
really
pretty
good.
decent.
They did a good job with it. Oh. But and that was the whole thing. Like one Stargate basically led into the next group, right? Or they would be like, "Oh, look, there could be more Stargates out there," and then you're just supposed to infer that what they did at the end was find the next Stargate. Because after SG-1, I think you got Atlantis.
Mhm.
In Atlantis, if you have not watched Stargate Atlantis, it's so good.
Yeah, Atlantis was good,
I
and then
think
we
I
had
have.
and then it was Universe.
Jason Momoa is in Atlantis.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Before he was like very well known.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the gig that got him noticed.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And fuck, what's his name? That played Shepard. Damn it.
She didn't get that noticed.
No, but he's been in a lot of things. I mean, actually, a lot of that cast has gone on to do other things, and some were already kind of semi-popular, I'd say, in certain realms.
All right, I think we're
But boy,
gonna
you gonna get? Are you going to say your recommendation though? There,
for. Oh, do
the
you? Oh.
I
The
might not, but some of
wise,
our listeners.
the wise man's grandchild.
Okay, fuck you. I've watched that one. Fuck you.
The wise man's grandchild. Well, there's another one where it's an isekai. Oh, I'll have to look up the name of it. Bear with me for a second here. Uh, child magic mech anime.
Oh, that's not the dating sim one, is it?
All right, Knights and Magic. There's
And
another one. Knights and Magic. K like the knight, like the warrior.
Okay.
So have fun with that. You're gonna get really attached, and then they're gonna put you in a precarious situation where you really don't know what's about to happen next. They give you like 1% of closure, but 99% of mystery, and then announce that they ended that manga forever.
Forever.
The artist and the writer both said they were moving on to other things.
Okay, so watch this and then be prepared to have a conversation with you and condemn you.
You asked for stuff. That's on you. Come at me. Fight me in the comment section about all this. I'm ready. I ain't scared. I'll debate all day, all night. With that though, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have Raider and Lord close us out.
Before we fully close out, I want to say probably and hopefully, next week or not next week because we're doing every other. So our next podcast, we are going to have some of the Harry Potter stuff to break down, right? Because I'm going to watch the trailer that they have pre-released exclusive to HBO subscribers. Um, and then we'll be able to talk more also into Star Wars because May 22nd we have the Mandalorian movie coming out. Mandalorian Grogu movie coming out. Super excited for that one. And we're talking about breaking down some of the Maul series.
Mall.
Um,
Okay.
yes. So it's just I've got to fit Maul into my Bleach schedule, so that's all we got to work out there.
Well,
But
and there's one other thing we're gonna have to talk about on the next one as well, because the next one should be the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe we get Spider Noir on the 27th. So,
Is that a theater release or a Disney Plus release?
no, that is Amazon Prime.
It's Amazon Prime. Okay.
Yeah, 8 episode series. So
and then we still need to break down the trailers, yes, for
Noir? Or for
that's what I
what?
figure
well,
we'll break down noirs. But if you're talking about the Doomsday, that's whenever we actually fucking get
right,
them.
yes. I
Because
thought I saw something, but I guess we haven't still gotten them yet.
There's nothing current. There are 4 trailers that are supposed to lead up to the trailer that everybody at the CinemaCon got to see.
and let's just say this for Marvel. How many times have you seen a trailer for a fucking trailer?
And then you got to be careful because a lot of people will use AI to make their own
Yeah.
version,
Yeah.
and you really got to be able to figure out how to sift through all that stuff.
It's gotten to the point where you really have to wait till you see the official from Disney or Sony. I mean, shit. Even looking
New
at Plastic Man, I have seen fan trailers made on that one.
new
You
rock
know.
stars. All right, I highly recommend going and checking out the YouTube channel New Rockstars. It's where I go to get my breakdowns and try to figure out what my opinion really is because they're really good at being non-biased. Uh, they put out really good content. They'll never notice me, but I absolutely love them.
Notice me,
Uh,
senpai. Notice me.
notice me. Debate me, New Rockstars. Debate me.
Oh.
There's one
That
that I kept
would be awesome.
watching, but I can't remember whose it was. I'll have to find. I'll have to find theirs. But yeah, hopefully soon, because we've heard. I've seen some things of estimations of when they're gonna drop for everybody. So who knows?
Well, right now on that, the biggest thing that it is looking like, and coming from the business world, I will say makes more sense, is that they are going to do an exclusive theater release first of the trailers,
Mm.
because that's going to get more butts in the seat for Spider-Man.
Yep. All right. And with that, though, I'm going to send it over to you two to close it out.
Well,
Right.
thank you everybody for showing up and chit chatting with us in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribing is free, and that'll give you notifications for all of our future lives. You can also check out the links we have in our descriptions. That'll give you everybody's links between Twitch. Some of us are content creators over there, to personal businesses such as bread and crochet. And be sure to check us out on Spotify. What are we sitting at for followers over there? I don't know if you have that, Mitty.
I can grab it here. Uns momento. We're at 13.
13. All right. So yes, be sure to check out our Spotify and follow us over there because the podcast will be uploaded there as well.
Yeah, right now over there you've got the first and second parts for the Bleach breakdown. I won't say who. You have to go over there and take a look.
It's because you can't pronounce their names.
Shut up, okay? They're made up names, damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm not trying.
Byaku Yakuchiki versus Kenpachi Zaraki.
Y'all should have heard him trying to help me spell them when I was writing stuff down. I'm like, how? What? He's like, okay, B-Y-A. I was like, Google, you are my friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
I typically listen. I misspell them all the time, and then Mitty says the correct pronunciation. That makes me look it up, and I'm like, oh, I was way off in my notebook. Not even close. I had green jaw, like Greenja. That's what I had for him.
Grim Jow.
Grim Jow.
Grim Jow Jabberjaw.
Yeah.
But
See? Nope.
With all being said, just also make sure, like, subscribe, interact with this video. Help us get it out there. Share it with your friends. Same thing over on the Spotify. And we always appreciate the support. Raider?
I did my part.
Yeah.
Oh,
I went first. Then it was you.
well. Order operations, okay? I suck at math. Alright, so the next one should be...
Did we hit the button?
The 23rd. So...
Yep. We
thanks,
will
everybody.
see you guys next time.